Hey guys, welcome back, and in today's segment, this will make the 138th H1Z1 Just Survive video. Guys, I've been covering the game, as you know, from launch. And in today's video, we're just going to be taking a look at another base design that I kind of enjoy and have copied both on the test and on live. I haven't finished it on live yet, but here it is on test. Kind of give you an idea of the dimensions. It's 10 by 7, this section, which we call the Guild Workshop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 for the main side. And as you can see here, I build one socket in from the, well, on this case, it's 2 sockets in from the side, and or 1 socket in from this side. And that is so that when I build the roof tiles, they will still line up with the outside of the base and allow you to put up the battlements or other short walls if you want without it interfering with placement. Because if you put it all the way to the edge and then put your roof tile, it goes beyond the actual plot line. And this side is going to be 7. I just like kind of demarking it. So let's take a look at this side, which is going to measure 7. Just want to give this here. It's just as a markation here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that worked out great. So as we know, the garage door is 4, and we know that the center and offset door are 3. So, and then I add just some additional pieces later. So now you know that this is 7 because of the 4 and then the 3, so 7, and then 10 along the main side. All right, now, as you notice when you come into the space, this is our Guild Workshop. And basically, it kind of goes back to our original build where we could put down a little shack next to the dam and then collect materials so that each of us could build our bases. I've encouraged my guildmates to go ahead and just build their own bases. So this space isn't necessarily utilized by the entire guild, although many do stop in from time to time and use the space. And I like to leave it like the original design, as you guys can see here. So the idea of this space is to allow entry and exits smoothly, while also allowing for additional space. Through here. That was all right. So as you can see here, so each entranceway has its own space, so that when you come in or go out, it's free and clear, with the exception maybe of this area here where I have this stair. And I did go with a straight stair because it does allow for additional space down below it. And this is going to be 2 sockets in, 1 socket over, and then 2 sockets over for this side. Or it would be equivalent to 2 sockets of, say, like a wall, but equivalent to 1 socket over for a support. But as you can see, it's all lined up. So what you're really going to want to do is, once you build the exterior, you're going to want to just place your supports. Now, as you guys are probably well aware, and I've actually had a request on build, so it's kind of why I'm doing this video too, and that is you want to make sure that you put down your structured walls and your supports first before you start making your placeables, because your placeables will completely prevent a support from being built. But I'm a minimalist in the game, so I don't really like doing a whole lot of hoarding or looting, and I also just like space in general. So as you can see here, this has kind of the vaulted ceiling. And if we go up here to this second area, you won't really be able to do much with the space once you have something down like this. But what I was going to do is maybe move the weapon bench up here to this second floor to kind of just maybe free up space. But again, just a personal preference of mine to just kind of free up space. But having the 2 here, both the workbench and the weapon bench, kind of gives it a little bit more uniformity. But this is kind of what our workshop looks like without adding anything to it. Now, you could just build walls in place of these supports if you just want just a completely unobstructed support build here, if you wanted to. I have a guildmate that's done that, so that's kind of cool. All right, so let's go ahead and move over to the steeple design. Look at it here from the outside. You may have seen it in the game. At the end of the video, I'll include my guildmate Vare's base, because he did a really interesting design with the steeple. Now, see, here's what it looks like outside the base. It really has kind of a low profile from the side, at least from that side. But I just like the design. It just kind of sets off the base, gives it a really nice accent. And we're going to be looking at it from this perspective as well. As when we come in, plenty of space, say for example for vehicles, or just if you're space-minded like me. And with the new changes to water, of course, having dew collectors does make it convenient to have this level of space. So as you can see here, it is starting off with a 10-side wall and a 6-side piece side. So we have 4, and then 5, and then 6 in the wall. And then over here, we just have the garage door 4, 5, and then 6. And then you're going to be building it inward with wall, roof, wall, roof, wall, roof. So you can see the way that escalates up. And for some reason, we're getting double the wheat and double the corn here. So the corn, of course, would be this tall. But naturally, it doesn't matter how tall the corn is because you're going to have plenty of space. And it's really a utilization of what you want to do with it. I like it just for the sake of space. Now, it can be a little challenging on the outside to build it. So I've included some stairs here to kind of help do that. And at one time, we weren't able to put down the metal. So this is why this wood is here. But, you know, still gives you some really nice visuals from the base if you decide to build it this way. And I did it with windows here. You can do straight walls if you want. And here's the other side. Now, on this side, I had some ideas of maybe making some guild quarters or just some additional quarters. So also important to keep the garage doors free, as you can see here on both sides, although all these supports do make it quite annoying. So if you bring vehicles in, if you have several guild mates that bring vehicles over like mine do, you're really only going to be able to fit 2 vehicles right here if you come in from either side of the door. Because trying to navigate through these supports, just it's not very effective, and you're going to hit the vehicle and mess it all up. So really this is kind of more in here, it's just more for additional space if you want to put down material like say workbench or some other items you want to put in here. Again, keeping it free flowing when you're coming into the base. But this design was also to accent this up here, which is kind of like your own private little quarters if you want to build your own section of base and have some space. I'll call this kind of the flared out personal space. No particular reason other than just to label it for the video more than anything else. But I like how it's flared out here. Again, I adopted the kind of vaulted ceiling kind of effect, but I just left these 2 here to set off an accent. I wanted to try off 2 different looks, and I'll explain that to you here in just a second. But you see how these are flared off, so you could just fill these with storage containers if you like, or maybe even a workbench or a weapon bench or whatever you really want to put in here. Plenty of space for an individual to operate up. Even 2 people could operate inside, say, a build like this. But I kind of like this design, and you can put it on the floor base too if you just wanted to do like a floor base. And see, it's only requiring 2 supports here. So very minimalist support design here. And the lighting. We can't see it that well now. It is night, but you can see that it does really create a nice ambient lighting in the room. Oh, it's daytime. Okay. Normally it's night when I try to record. So you can see here just the placement of the torches kind of give it that ambience in the room. You can section it off however you want, but I try to do it on each of the corners so that it gave it a nice accent along the side there. How do you guys like the metal sound when you're walking on it? I still haven't decided whether I prefer metal over wood. You know, wood just kind of, I just like wood in general when building as a building material. So so we have this one here because those were messed up earlier. And I just really enjoy utilization of space for this. And you guys can do whatever you guys would like to build it higher. I just kept it at 2 levels for right now. I didn't want to really go crazy with it. I might do something different on the live server. And then I just wanted to come out here real quick and show you that I like to build a little bit of a punchy stick design while I'm working, so when I get a bunch of zombies on me, I can just bring them here so they don't interrupt the build too much. Alright guys, so that's a look at this particular base. Just wanted to take a moment and just give you just an off-the-cuff, unscripted, minimally edited video. And so if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Or if you're a frequent visitor, I encourage both of you guys to click on the little icon you're going to see right now up here on the screen. so you can subscribe. That way you guys will have all the latest out of H1Z1 and Just Survive gameplay. I'm also very excited about the new Amazon store. I kind of bring that up again here because my Black Widow Ultimate keyboard died on me, unfortunately. So I'm going to be picking up another board soon. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts and comments about the builds or your experience with builds. What do you guys think about the possibility of us being able to put down our own plots? That was something that was in the streams back when they first started announcing Badwater Canyon, that we'd be able to go, say, like to Corporal Moran and buy our own plots and put them down. Now, you guys are probably very aware that all the plots are on flat ground. So, I'm really curious if that plot design would be available and if it would just, like, clear out space in the environment. I'm not really sure how they would pull that off, but seems like it would be pretty interesting. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and outline. Off the cuff, unscripted video for you guys. Be sure you are subscribed. Also, follow me on Twitter and other social medias if you haven't, like VidMe. And I will see you guys in the next video.